My name is Fred Dunwoody, and welcome to our presentation, Digital Writing C2P, Real-Time Document and Data Capture Solution. Today we're going to be talking about HR documentation. Now, this is going to be a high-level presentation and fairly quickly, so we're not going to go into the nitty-gritty of everything. We just want to show you how easy it is for anyone in your organization to turn any kind of documentation into a real-time data and document capture solution. So, what is digital writing? Basically, it allows any business to turn the documentation into an intelligent workflow solution. It gives you real-time capture of mission-critical data and documents, online or offline, using traditional pen and paper with our digital pens, or paperless processing through tablets. And we do this without changing the way you do business, changes to your documentation, or the way your employees work. When we talk about HR documentation, there's a lot of it, and it comes from different sources. The image on your screen shows a set of documents. Now, this includes internal documents like application consent forms, documents provided by third-party vendors for direct deposit, drug test, insurance, as well as state and federal documents. Now, digital writing lets you use all these documents either as a single document or complete document sets. Once uploaded to the server, your users, either using the digital pen or tablet application, simply fill out the documentation and submit it. Digital writing captures all that content, the document and the data, and converts it into PDFs and data files that can be shared with every single software application and user on the back end. So it streamlines the whole process from beginning to end. You get to use all your existing documents and use any software you have at your disposal to create those documents. So if you need something, you can sit behind Microsoft Word, create the document, form, or contract, whatever it is. You simply save it to a PDF. We're going to use that PDF as a background image, and then upload it to the digital writing server, where we'll map out some fields, determine how we want to capture the data, and then it's live. Now, let's go to our digital writing application and see how easy it is to get that document into the system and turn it into a real-time capture solution. I'm going to jump over to my browser. Digital writing operates as a browser-based application. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a number of icons. We're going to go to the design tool. Now, they call it a design tool. It's really a mapping tool, a layout tool. First thing we want to do is I'm going to design for the tablet. I'm going to give my form a name, Fred's form. You can also give it a description. But now I want to upload the PDF background image that we're going to use for this particular document. I'll select that, and it will take a second for the server to incorporate the document into the design tool. Here we go. All right, so now I have my document, and if I click on the pages, you'll see that this is a 10-page document. There are some other settings that we can deal with, but first and most important, since we're going to be able to fill this document out using cursive handwriting as well as keyboard or voice input, I want to enable my handwriting recognition. Now we can do 33 different languages. So for this example, we're going to do English US. The next most important thing is the widgets. This is how we define how the user or how we're going to capture the data that the user enters into the document. The first two deal with keyboard input. Single means I'm doing keyboard input to a single field. Multi-line keyboard gives me the ability to do comment or paragraph style input. Handwriting is for cursive handwriting. The nice thing about cursive is it allows us to go back and forth between using cursive handwriting and keyboard as well. The other tools are date and time wheels. We can do drop-down lists, checkboxes. The results widget performs two functions. One, it allows me to mirror fields from page to page. So if I have repetitive fields like first name, last name, and address, I can have it set up so that when the user enters that information on the first page, it's automatically replicated on any other page that has that same field. The results widget also does Excel type calculations. The drawing area gives me the ability to create a drawing area on the document. I would simply click on that box, draw an image, and now that becomes part of the original document. And the last widget, our signature capture. So to get started, all I do is select the widget I want to use, and I click in the area of the field. On the right hand side, under widget type, I can name that field first name. I want to make it mandatory. We can also use the handwriting recognition dictionaries. Here we have a multiple set of dictionaries and lexicons. So we have a first name dictionary. Now, since I'm going to be using the same widget for multiple fields, all I have to do is click in the area, name the field, last name, I want to make that mandatory, and we're going to use the last name dictionary there as well. Now with Social Security, I want to use the keyboard input, but I want it to default to the numerical keyboard. Since we're not using cursive handwriting in this field, we don't have to use any kind of dictionary. The keyboard validates that information for us. Next, I want to show you how to use the result widget. So I'm going to go to page 2, and here I want to mirror the first name, last name, and possibly the middle initial. So I click on the results widget, I drag it over to the page. I don't want to click in the area because I have to resize it because I have to put 3 fields in one spot. Once I get it sized, I come over to the right hand side and click on the results tab, click field mirroring, say OK, go to my drop down list and select first name. I repeat the process for every field that I want to mirror. So the next one would be middle initial, and the last one would be, of course, the last name. Okay, I would do this in every page where I need to replicate or repeat information from one page to the next. So basically, you've just seen how easy it is for me to go through this document, check boxes. I just click in the box and that's it. We can also group check boxes together so that only one value can be selected. Oh, and the one other thing, I'm going to go back over here to this page, signature capture. Click on the signature widget, put it in the box, and of course, make all your signatures mandatory. Now we're done. So I click File, Save. I save the document. It will default to the name we gave it at the initial setup. Next, I go over to my Administrations tab, make sure I'm in the Forms tab, and at the bottom of the screen, I click Install. Now it will take me to the place where I just saved that document. So I'll have to go looking for it. I'll say Open, and a window will pop up. Now in this window, it allows me to assign that document to the department or group of users that are authorized to use that document. I click Install, and we're done. So now that we have it uploaded, let's go over to our tablet and see what we have to do there. Now you're looking at my tablet live on the screen. We use an app called Natural Forms. Click on the app. To log in, the user is presented with a document window. Now the documents that you see here on the screen, these are documents that I already have working on currently. If the document has this blue number, it means that the document has been sent to the server, back to the office, and this is a confirmation number. This is also a unique number only associated to this document. So if the user wants to start a new document, they click on the menu box at the top. The list is shown of all the documents that are authorized for that user to use. So we're going to do a new hire application right now. I can give the document a custom name or use the default name of the form. Select Done. And here's my document. Now, the first thing I want you to see is that there's a lot of red on this document. This red button up here, this is the submit button. Because it's red means that there are mandatory fields. And each one of these red fields is a mandatory field. So you can have as many mandatory fields as you want. You have all the functionality of the tablet. You can zoom in, zoom out. So I want to start entering information. I click on a field. The bottom of the screen or the tablet shows you the writing area. Now I can also switch between cursive handwriting and the keyboard. So let's start writing. Roger, and it will type that in the value on the field. Let's go over to last name. Roger Smith. Social Security number defaults to the keyboard. And we're going to fill in a few more fields here. The address, 92 West End Ave. And the city is going to be Yonkers. The state, again, we have a drop-down list here, so it's New York. Here we go. And the zip code. I'm going to just add a telephone number here, cell number, and then I wanted to go and show you how it mirrors the information from page to page. So if I go to the next page, you see that anywhere I filled in information, it's now automatically populated. I simply sign it. And move on to the next page. So we can do this on every page of the document. This makes it very easy for the user to fill out the documentation. They're only filling in the blanks or other information. One other area that I wanted to show you is on the W-4. Now in the W-4, we have these areas for the dependents. So here the user is going to put in the number of dependents that they have. This is also where we use the calculation. As you see, it automatically totals the value based on the entries made above. We can then mirror that information anywhere else into the document. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, again, this is just a brief preview. But now let's see what happens when I'm done. Okay, so this particular document, I believe, is all completely filled out. So the whole document is completely filled out. Everything should be filled in. But if you notice, I still have that red dot up here. So that means I'm missing something. When I click on that dot, the window shows up and it will show me every field in the document that I forgot to fill in. If I select that field, it will actually take me to that field on that page. So if this was a 23-page document, I don't have to flip through 23 pages to figure out, oh, what did I miss? It takes me right to it. Roger Smith. And of course, give it a date. If you notice, the button's now blue again. I simply hit it and submit the document. If it asks, you may have to do a validation or revalidate who you are. Say OK. And now the document's on its way to the office. In a second, we're going to get a confirmation here. There it is. And remember, that number, the ID number, is unique to this document only. So there we have it. It's back in the office. Now that the document has been submitted, let's go back to the digital writing application. In the top right corner, you see the word Viewer. Now, this provides anybody who has access to it the ability to watch and see all the documentation submitted by all your users all day long, no matter where they are in the world. On the right-hand side, we see all the documents that are associated with that user or group of users. In the middle, every single document submitted by every single person. If I select the document, on the right-hand side, we're going to see a thumbnail image of that document. We have these icons. If I needed to, I could download a PDF of that document as it was filled out with all the data and everything. I can also download the data files either as an XML or CSV. The last section gives me information on the document, the time it was submitted, who submitted it, how many times it was submitted, and the unique ID. If I double click on a particular document, we get the side-by-side view of it. Now, on the left-hand side, this side is meant to show all the handwritten strokes. So if this was a pen and paper document, we would see all the information exactly as it was written. However, the tablet does all that handwriting conversion on the fly as you fill it out. So there's no handwriting to view. We just have data. On the right-hand side of the screen, I can edit or modify this data if needed. So for zip code, if I wanted to put the other 4 numbers in there. The same thing with West Street. I want to capitalize the W and the S. And again, this is only if it's necessary. Otherwise, all this data could be seamlessly integrated directly into your back-end systems without anybody touching it. Now, let's look at the PDFs that were created automatically when the document was submitted. This is our employee application. And as you see, all the data is in the PDF, captured with the signatures, every single page with the data as it was captured and submitted from the field. I also want to show you what happens when we use the digital pen. Now, this is a pen and paper document. Person filled this out using the digital pen, and you see all the handwritten strokes as they filled it out. Take note of this cross out in this one field. When digital writing converts that handwriting into interpreted data, it does not interpret those cross-outs. So it's intelligent enough to know what it needs to interpret and only give you a PDF of the actual data. Now that you see how easy it is for digital writing or anyone in your company to turn a document into an intelligent workflow solution, digital writing can liberate your whole organization. With every submitted document, you're going to get a high-resolution PDF of the document exactly the way it was filled out. With pen and paper, you get 2. You get the handwritten strokes plus the typed version. We also create a data file for every field of information that's entered into the form, and that's available as XML or CSV. We can also take photographs, annotate those photographs, voice notes, and including capturing GPS data. Digital Writing's one app that does it all, no matter what the document is, no matter who it came from. And as you saw, anyone sitting behind a computer can quickly and efficiently create a document and get it into digital writing in minutes. There's no upfront programming. There's no customization. I don't have to build a new app. I just create what I want, put it in the system, and it's a live, living, breathing document. Digital writing has many benefits. It increases the efficiency of every employee from the front line because you're making their lives easier to the back end because you're getting rid of the mundane tasks that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It eliminates the user intervention, the bottlenecks, the touch points that we have to contend with in a normal traditional workflow. It also helps eliminate errors and loss because, as you saw, the documentation can be set up so that I'm never missing anything, and you can't send it to me with missing information or missing pages. It greatly reduces your HR operational costs, improves the business process, and because it helps ensure data and documentation is collected and moved through the system properly, it can actually help you meet compliance. In essence, digital writing automates your whole process. Well, we hope you found this to be very informative and helpful and learned how easy digital writing can dynamically change how you do business and how you collect data and documents and get them into your system. However, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Feel free to email us at info@fjdassociatesinc.com. You can also call me personally, Fred Dunwoody, at 516-665-0144. My extension is 101. You'll also find a lot of information on our website, and you can follow us on Twitter. Digital writing. One solution, unlimited potential.